Hello guys, welcome to NumPy channel. My name is Nehemiah and I'm so happy to have you on board. Now this is lesson 14 on NumPy and we are going to discuss NumPy filter array. And guys, before we begin, if it's your first time to get into this channel, please consider subscribing. And to the returning subscribers, I thank you very much for your continued support. Now talking about filtering arrays. So first of all, let's understand what is filtering. Now guys, filtering in NumPy is getting some of the elements out of an existing array and creating a new array out of them. Now remember, in NumPy you filter an array using the Boolean index list, and basically the Boolean index list is a list of booleans corresponding to the indices in the array. Now for example, if the value at index is true, that element is contained in the filtered array, and if the value at that index is false, and then that element is excluded from the filtered array. And so guys, I want us to have an example here, perhaps to create an array from the element perhaps on index perhaps 0, 2, or whichever indexes we will have there. Now first of all, we import the NumPy with the import keyword NumPy, and then we're importing as an alias np, and then I'm gonna create an object with variable a, then np dot array method. Then I'm gonna create a list here, perhaps let me say 21, 33, 42, 60, perhaps 50, or whichever value, but let me say also 10, whichever values you have there. And then guys, here in the next line of code, guys, I'm gonna create now the Boolean index list, which I'm gonna define it with the variable x, and then I'm gonna assign it to this Boolean index list. And then the first one, because I want us to return the 0 index, and then the second index. Remember, you know, in basically indexing in NumPy starts from 0. So 0 is like 1, 1 is like 2, 2 is like a 3 in that format. So for example, if I want us to return the, you know, these are first element here, basically I'm going to define it as a true, and then if I don't want the next element, perhaps I'll say false, and then if I want the third element, and then I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Remember the third element here, it is 33. Actual index 3 is 42. This 33 is index 2. Now if I want index 42, I'm gonna say, for example, let me say true to return the third index. True. Fourth, I'm gonna give it a false, and then perhaps the fifth one, I'm gonna give it again true. And then guys, the new array here, I'm gonna give it a variable, perhaps let me give it which variable, let me say perhaps b, and then let me assign it to this object a, and then I'm gonna pass these the Boolean index list. Actually these are Boolean index list, which we created with the variable what, with the variable x. Now to the print function, guys, to execute the code at the terminal, we're going to use the print function. Remember, it must be in a small letter, and then I'm gonna type in the new variable, which was b, our new object, which was b, our new array. Then you do what, you click on the run button, and then guys, you can see that it has done what, it has returned this new array. So it has returned because the new array contains only the values where the filter array had the true values. And guys, you can see the first element is 21. We said true. Then actually this index 3 is, we said that true, it is 42, that's why it is returned as 42. And then the last one was 10, we said it true, that's why it has returned 10 in the new array. Now guys, let's now talk about the filter array. In this example, basically guys, we have been doing hard coding the true and the false values, but common use is to create a filter array based on the condition. Now for example, I want us to create a filter array that will return only the values perhaps higher than 20 and so forth. So what I'm gonna do, guys, here let me copy this line of code. Sorry, let me just copy these 2 lines of code, and then in this new cell, let me just paste it there. And so, guys, the first thing here, I'm gonna create an empty array here, an empty list. So first of all, let me give it a variable, perhaps filter array actually array A, and then I'm gonna assign it to an empty list. Remember, a list is defined using the the square brackets. And then I'm gonna create a for loop here. So let me say for actually these are condition, these are condition for elements which are greater, for elements in, perhaps you define the elements in A in variable in array A. Basically, guys, it will go through the elements in this array A, and then I'm gonna say if element is greater, we want to return elements greater than perhaps 21. Then first of all you close. Then we are going to do what we are going to filter append. Actually, let me say filter underscore A, and then dot append. We want to append, and then we are going to use this append method. Remember, append is in these spellings here. This is a spelling for append. And then I want it to return these values which are greater than for actually 21, so that it may return the true values. Now here, let me say else. Remember, else should be in line with this if, otherwise you will have an error. So first of all, you remove the indentation there, the white space. Then here I'm gonna say again a filter. Let me just copy these lines of code, and then here let me just paste it there. But then here I'm gonna say what sorry guys, first of all it should be else. Let me just copy these codes, and then I do it. Let me just paste it here, and then here I'm gonna change it to else. Let me say else do what else, then you close. First of all, let me remove these codes, and then here I'm gonna change it to false, right? Let me say false, and then now, guys, I'm gonna create now a new object, and then actually a new array, and I'm gonna give it a variable, perhaps B or C or whichever name you wish. Then I'm gonna pass this filtered array in the array A. Remember, it is defined using these square brackets. So let me just copy this. As you know, I hate typing a lot. Now here, and the print function, I'm gonna print out the boolean I'm gonna pass out the boolean index list, and also the values which are printed out, actually the new values which are printed out. So the first one, I'm gonna say print filter array, and then the second one, I'm gonna say print, because I want us now the value should be print the new object, which is actually a new array, which is a B. And then now click on the run button, and then guys, you can see that it has returned the values which are greater than 21. So let's see the values which are greater than 21, which it is 33, 42, and 50. And then guys, you can see here it is 33, 42, and 50. So guys, this is how we can do it. This is how we can create the array. But then now, guys, I want us to try another example to create a filter array that will return only the even elements from the original array. Now, guys, to do that, here we are going to change it to type in percent, then 2, then assign it to, actually equate it to an even number which is defined using the 0, then you do what you close. So 0, it will return the even elements. And then again you can see that the even elements here are 42, 50 and 10. Now if you want to return the odd elements, you're going to do what you're going to type in 1 there, then it's gonna bring out 21 and 23. These are the odd elements. And so guys, now let's now discuss how we can create a filter directly from an array. Now for example, in this example that I've just shown you, it's quite a common task in NumPy, and NumPy provides a nice way to tackle it. Now we can directly substitute the array instead of the iterable variables in our condition, and it will just work as we expect it to. Now for example, I want us to create a filter array that will return only the values perhaps higher than 33. So guys, first of all, let me just clear these codes. Let me just clear the codes here. Then here I'm gonna say filter. Then I'm gonna assign it to perhaps array A, but then I'm gonna target the values greater than the elements which are greater than I see that it's 3. And then I'm gonna create now a new array. Perhaps let me say is B, and then assign it to I'm gonna assign it to, let me say actually I want us to filter from array A, in our array A, so the values which are greater than 33. Now to the print function, guys, I'm gonna say what? First of all, I want us to print out the the boolean index list, and also I want us to print out the the values which are filtered. So to do that, first of all, you use the print function, and then the first thing we are going to print out that boolean index list. Then at the second thing, we are going to print out the filtered values, which is we define it using the second array, which is B. And then I click on the run button. And then again you can see that it has returned the elements which are greater than I said 33. The values which are greater than 33, that is 42 and 50. And then again you can see that this is the boolean index list which is we have obtained there. And so let's try also another example, perhaps to filter an array that will return only the even elements from the original copy. Now guys, to do that, we are going to change here to you remember percentage 2, then we equate it to an even number which is 0. But guys, always remember to include your array here, otherwise you'll have an error. Now then do what? Let's run these codes at the terminal, and then guys you can see it has done what it has returned, only the even values. If you want to return the odd values, you use 1, and then again it has done what it has returned, only these odd values. So guys, basically I think by now you understand how to filter arrays with NumPy. So guys, I think this now marks the end of our NumPy basics. Up next we shall be talking about the NumPy random, then later we shall be talking about NumPy Ufung. So guys, please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not subscribed, and to the returning subscribers, I thank you very much for your support. Until next time, this is Nehemiah. Goodbye.